So this first problem here, p plus 9 equals 17. So with number 1, all you're doing is looking at the problem, starting with the answer, and working backwards to figure out your missing letter. So working backwards just means to do the opposite of whatever it says here. Here it says to add 9. What's the opposite of adding 9? Yes?
So you do 17.
So you have to do 17. You start with the answer, minus 9,
That gives you your answer.
which is going to be 8. So p is equal to 8. 8r equals 40. This just means there are 8 r's, or 8 times r. So again, we start with the answer, which is 40, and do the opposite of multiplying, which is divide. 40 divided by 8 is 5, so r is equal to 5. The third one, s minus 4 is equal to 12.5. Once again, we start with our answer, which is 12.5, and what do we do, sir? Yeah. So we're basically adding that 4. Remember that that 4 is a 4.0, or just a 4 point, and when you add numbers up, you always have to line up the decimal point. So the answer is 16, and then add that 0.5 at the end. 16.5, that's 1c. t divided by 7 equals 14. This can be tricky because you would think, well, the answer's got to be 2 because it says divide by 7, there's a 14. 14 divided by 7 is 2. I made it tricky like that on purpose, and I even fooled myself. But the idea is here, you start with the answer as a 14, and we do what? We multiply by 7. We just do the opposite of whatever that says. And a fraction just means divide. So the opposite of dividing by 7 is multiplying by 7. 7 times 10 is 70. 7 times 4 is 28. 70 and 28 is 98. So we have Gabby. She is y inches tall. I don't know how tall she is. We just call it y. And she's 5 inches taller than Daniela, which means Daniela has to be shorter, yes?
Yes.
Let's put a little bow up on there since she's shorter. I don't know. So she's shorter. Now she's 5 inches shorter, so from here to here, it's 5 inches. So the question is asking, we want Daniela's height in relation to Gabby's height. So how would I write that down? Yes. Yeah, for this one, Daniela, you take whatever Gabby's height is, and you take away 5.
Oh.
So just think of it as like
I added by accident.
Gabby minus 5 is the idea. Gabby, we already said, was y, so we'll just call it y minus 5. The length of a square is z, so I'm going to draw a picture of a square. Because they tell me a square, so I'm going to draw a square. And what do we know about the length of a square? It's the exact same length. So if that's z, that means that z, and that means that is z, and that means that is z. So if I want the perimeter, what does perimeter mean to do? Yeah, perimeter just means add all the sides. So if you want to show your work, z plus z plus z plus z. But how many z's do you see added together?
4.
4. So the answer is just 4z.
What if you put 4 plus z?
If you put 4 plus z, it is not the same thing. Because it's like, this is what 4 plus z is.
Oh, it's like 4.
That's 4, and that's z, and then there's nothing else. Number 3. We have an expression here, 5y plus 3x. And I'm going to write down that x is equal to 2, y is equal to 4. Now this is very important to show your work like this because, well, this is already in the paper, but this is how I'd want you to show your work. I didn't do this, and this is why I gave you the wrong answer originally. Y is equal to 4. So this is going to be 5 times y. Oh, blast. 5 times 4. Plus 3 times x. And what is x equal to? 2. 5 times 4 is 5 times 4 is? 5 times 4 is? 3 times 2 is? Final answer is 26. Now, for number 4, these are the prices. So they want to know how much for part A, if we had 20 kids,
That's a lot of kids.
to figure out how much you pay, you just do 20 times whatever the children is. M. That was the easiest one. For part B, this one could have been kind of tricky. It says Mr. and Mrs. Smith bought their 3 kids and Mr. Smith's parents, both who are senior citizens, concert tickets. How much did they pay? I'll accept 2 different answers for this. So if the parents, we'll call them the rents, stayed home, or if all of them went. So if the parents stayed home, we have 3 kids. So we got 3 kids plus 2 seniors. So kid is M, so it's 3M plus senior is P, 2P. That's if mommy and daddy didn't go with. If mommy and daddy went with, so we got 2 adults plus 3 kids plus 2 seniors. So that's going to be 2N plus 3M plus 2P.
So you put that down? Or you put that
So these are the 2 different answers that you can get. If the parents stayed home, that's your answer. If the parents went, that's your answer. That's the most important thing. Now, number 5A, Sabrina. So 35-cent stamps, she has X of those. For 15-cent stamps, she has Y of them. How much did she pay for the stamps? Let me ask the question. So what if she had 3 35-cent stamps? How much would you? You would do 35 times 3. So here it just says she has X of them. So we'll do 35 times that. Is that all she has, 35-cent stamps? No, she also has 15-cent stamps. How many of those does she have? Why? Because I want to know. Oh, it's a joke. Why?
Oh, ha ha.
What should I do with these 2 answers? Add them together because you're finding the total. That's how much she spent total. Now part B. She bought 5 of these. So let's say X is equal to 5. She has 5 of those. And she has 4 15-cent stamps. So I'm going to replace those letters there. So this becomes 35 times 5 plus 15 times 4. 35 times 5 is 175. Remember, that's cents. 15 times 4 is 60 cents. When you add 175 plus 60, you get 235 cents or $2.35.
That's what I put.
Kylie has X beads. Now, I don't know how many beads there are. There are just X of them. That's number 6. Nathaniel. So this is Kylie. I'll put a little K there. Nathaniel has 5 fewer beads than Angelica. So I'm not going to write anything about Nathaniel yet because they mention another person. I don't know what that person has. So Angelica's right there. And we know that Angelica has Y beads. Okay, good. Kylie has X, Angelica has Y. Nathaniel has 5 fewer than who?
Angelica.
All right, and what is Angelica?
Why?
So that's going to be Y minus 5.
That's amazing.
Now, number 6 is asking, I'm waiting. Number 6 is asking, how many beads do they have all together? So when they say all together, we're adding Kylie plus Nathaniel plus Angelica. Well, we already know Kylie is X. We know Nathaniel is Y minus 5. And we know Angelica is Y. We have a y here, and we're adding another y there. So how many y's are there?
2.
We got 2 y's. So you can rewrite this as x plus 2 y's minus 5. So that's another way you can write that. What is the length of the rectangle if its width is 4? According to the graph I gave you, this side is the length, and this bottom is the width. They want to know what the length is. They want to find out this, if the width is 4. So where do I start? Yes?
4.
Where? Up here?
Down.
Down here.
Go up into the
So I go up until I hit the line. Goes right there, and so I just go look over the number here. So the length is 13 feet. Find the perimeter. Perimeter, again, means to add all 4 sides. So you have the length plus the width plus the length plus the width added together.
20.
And so I'll write down length plus width plus length plus width. That's how you find the perimeter. Now they say if the length is 8, let's go to 8. Where do I go to 8? On the side, right here. So go across till I hit the line, boom. Then I go down. And I go down right there. So that's so I know the length, I'll write down our length is 8 plus. And again, our length is 8 plus. Now the width, if I look at the width, it's after the 2, but it's at the first line. So we know it's going to be 2 and 1 over something, because it's at that first line. But what's the bottom number going to be? Yes? Yeah, we got 3 boxes or 3 spaces in between each number. So the bottom number is going to be a 3, which means this is also going to be 2 and 1 over 3. Now this, just add up all the whole numbers. What's 8 plus 2?
6. 10.
10. And what's 8 plus 2?
10.
What's 10 plus 10?
20.
So that's 20. And we do the same thing with the fractions. Here's 1/3. Here's another 1/3. How many thirds are there? 2/3. So 20 and 2/3 feet. So for number 9, it says if the perimeter is 10 feet, what are the values of x and y? So x, I don't remember. What is x? I don't get x and y. Oh, that's right. X is this. So that's x, and that's y. Oh, so they just want what is the length and what is the width. That's what they're asking for. And perimeter, again, is length plus width plus length plus width. And they say that final answer is going to be 10. Is there any way I could do this a little bit quicker? Or without as big a number as a 10? So just look at one length and one width. So I just look at half of it. So I'll just say this. If length plus width plus length plus width is 10, what is just length and width going to be? 5. So we'll just rewrite this as length plus width equals 5. 3. If I look here, if I have 3, I go over there and down. Oh, that's 2/3. 3 plus 2/3. So that doesn't work either. If I look over here, so that doesn't work. So I erase that.
4 plus 1.
Let's look at 4. Here's 4. Down there, 4 plus, oh, that is a 1. That's a 4 and that's a 1. So that's good. We could have a length of 4 plus a width of 1 to equal 5. Is there anything else? Any other ones? Yes. I don't think so. Well, if I tried the width of 4, what if the width was 4? Oh, that's too big. What's 4 plus 13? 17. Oh, is the length plus width equal to 17?
No.
Nope. So the length is 4, and the width is 1. Subscribe and watch these 2 videos. Slow motion.
Why don't you make an online website?
I do. I will eventually.
All
right.
right.
Oh, that's a good idea. I might just do that later on.